And here we go again. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live broadcast. My name is Barry Selby. This is messages from the I say messages the right way around. This is messages from the masculine number 63. And this conversation is going to be a little bit rich. I'm actually going to use an article. I'm going to read the article briefly to you and then talk about context. But before I get to that, my name is Barry Selby. Welcome to my broadcast. I'm doing it earlier than usual today because I have conference calls and a friend's cat to feed and then an event to go to tonight. So I'm a little bit jammed up schedule-wise later on, so I'm doing this broadcast now. So my name is Barry Selby. I am known as I'm a relationship attraction expert known as the love doctor to my friends. I'm also a passionate champion of the divine feminine, which is why I'm going to talk about this article. And also a best-selling author, speaker, and coach. Much hate the word coach. So, are you ready? This is Messages from the Masculine number 63, and the title of it is, which I've read from the article, because I actually took the title of the article for this thing, is Stay Single Until You Meet a Guy Who, Stay Single Until You Meet a Guy Like This. And I'm going to speak to this. I'll read the article to you first, and it's very wonderful. I love what it's written about, but I want to speak to the challenge that many women are facing because they don't get this, as in a man like this. So let me read this to you, and I'll do it briefly. It's fairly quick. So, stay single until you meet a guy who opens every door you walk through. Check. Stay single until you meet a guy who will make sure you walk on the inside of the sidewalk away from the street. Check again. The guy who holds your hand shamelessly and will kiss you in public. PDAs. Sounds good to me. Stay single until you meet a guy who wants to bring you home to his parents. So far, so good. Stay single until you meet the guy whose friends already know about you before you meet them, as in he told them. That sounds good too. Stay single until you meet the guy who will drop whatever to be where. Stay single until you meet the guy who will drop whatever to be wherever you need him. So far, so good. I'll read this out, and again, I'll get to my response to this in a moment because I like what's been said here by the one who wrote this. But let me continue. The guy who says, "Text me when you're home safe," and stays up until he knows you are. I've done that many times. Stay single until you meet the guy who will proudly introduce you to his father. To your father, excuse me. Let me back up. Stay single until you meet the guy you'd proudly introduce to your father. That's much clearer. Okay. The one who doesn't try and change you. Interesting there. The guy who always texts back, no questions asked. Stay single until you meet a guy who doesn't have time for games and is brutally honest always. How many guys have met like that, I wonder? The one who pulls you close in public and kisses your forehead. Oh, that's sweet. Stay single until you meet the guy who pays out of respect for you and doesn't let you touch your wallet. And that's a bit of a rarity nowadays too. And a lot of women fight this one. And actually I'm going to get to that at the end of this because I'm just reading the article bullet points out. I'm going to respond to this because there's several gaps that are not mentioned here. And frankly, you know better. So let me finish reading these off. The one who sends you flowers to the office just because. The guy who sends sweet texts in the middle of the meeting he knows you're stressing over. Stay single until you meet the guy who makes you want to be a better woman. Yeah, that's going to happen. We'll see about that in a moment. The one who motivates you to achieve more and be better. How many men have you let do that to you? Again, I'm leading into where I'm going, but I want to just drop these in front of you for you to think about, so bear with me. Stay single until you meet a guy who is sure of you and never makes you doubt how he feels. You mean a guy who commits to you, a guy who wants to be with you? Interesting, isn't it? The one who is certain of you and his career and a future he wants you a part of. That sounds good. The one who says, "I love you" first just because he wants you to know. That's debatable. I've had interactions with friends of mine, male and female, who have had an issue with who went first. So agree to that one as well. Stay single until you meet the guy who never stops trying to keep you. That sounds like someone who's trying to trap you. That one I have an issue with, the way it sounds. Because he knows how getting you wasn't the hard part, but constantly giving you a reason to stay is what you deserve. Now that makes sense. He's got to work hard to keep you with him versus you leaving. Not keep you as in locked up in a closet, just to be clear about that. But one who you want to be with. Okay. Stay single and until you meet the guy who makes you feel more beautiful just by standing beside him. That sounds pretty good. The guy who still gives you butterflies when you walk into a room. That also sounds pretty good. Stay single until you meet the guy who makes you not want to be Oh, not want to be, as in not want to be single. That sounds good too. The one who changes the standard you once had and suddenly no one can compare. That sounds impressive. Stay single until you meet the guy you can't live without. Until then, stay single. All right, that's the article. Let's talk, shall we? My issue with this article is that it's implying that you ladies out there are actively, intentionally, and consciously staying single until you meet a man like this, which most of you are not. Let me be brutally frank. Most of you have Tinder on your phone. Yes. Or something equivalent, Plenty of Fish, or Bumble, or one of the other apps out there that is the, how to say this, the masculine way to find a relationship. I've already talked about this before, about how dating apps are designed for men, not women. So ladies, listen up. The intentions in this article are good, and I like what is being said, but there's a gap in there because, again, as I said, many women out there aren't willing to wait, and they're not willing to do the work to make the space to prepare for this. Frankly, and to be brutally honest, because I like to be that way in my broadcasts, this is really a point of contention. There are men out there like myself who I would like to think embody most of these things. I do have a lot of those in my history and the way I am. And there are a lot of men out there like that. But also a lot of men who women are attracted to who aren't like that. What's the difference? Because the truth is that most of these skills that men have like this aren't usually on the outside. They're not overt unless you watch for them. Most women are attracted to the packaging. And to be honest, men are drawn to women who are the packaging too, so let's not get too biased about this. Men and women are attracted to the outside wrapper versus the contents inside. And that's a mistaken approach. But we're trained that way, and we think that way. And I'm part of that too, so I'm not going to say I'm immune to that. But the realization is that the packaging is the gateway to what's inside. The packaging is not the be-all and end-all relationship. The way the person looks, which is what I'm meaning, is only part of the story. And for most people, we including me, fall for the packaging. And we think they're the most amazing person because of the way they look. Perhaps the way they carry themselves, which is part of the picture. A lot of times when people look amazing, but when they move, they shatter that image for you, or the way they speak, or the way they laugh, or the way they interact. But the reality is that the true relationship is what's behind that, beyond that, inside. So this article speaks to qualities, which is important because most of you out there forget those. I have done too. And it's a trap because we fall into this experience of repeating serial relationship experiences with different partners because we are attracted to and attached to the packaging, the look, the presentation, the accoutrements, the accessories, the style of clothes they wear, the house they have, the car they drive, the money they spend. It's all part of the packaging, sorry. How they do things is part of the content. But what they do can be some of the packaging. So watch yourself and watch your radar for how you're attracted. Again, I'm watching if I want to get to the solution now. It's what's the problem? But the solution really is to be patient, as it says in the article. Stay single until you meet the guy who you can't live without. Until then, stay single. That one I'm a bit wary of too, because the thing is, when you're with a relationship with somebody you can't live without, that's codependent, and I have an issue with codependence. I've talked about that one before too. The truth is that when you're in a relationship with someone who you can't live without, they control you. Unconsciously maybe, but they control you, because if you can't live without them, the whole thing like in Jerry Maguire, you complete me. Bullshit! I'm sorry, I would not support that. Because the recognition is that you're whole and complete as you are. If you can't live without them, that means you're giving up some of your life for them to be the glue that holds you together, sort of thing. Not recommended. My work with my clients, and a lot of what I've done myself, is to really become whole, healthy, and complete as I am. So any relationship I enter into, and I recommend this for you too, is one that adds to who you are. If you're in a relationship if you're seeking a relationship to fill you up, to make you feel whole, you're in a trap, exactly. So no one completes you, only you complete you. Exactly. And that's the thing that most people forget, because they're out there on the dating scene going, when I find him, I'll be fine. When I find her, I'll be fine. find your wholeness in yourself and then add to that with a relationship. That's really the methodology. Self first, other second. That's a very simplistic way of saying it, but that's the truth. The program I created, and I'm going to drop the hint here for the program for the ladies, called Attract the Man You Want, does exactly that. It helps you attract the man you want. But part of the process, a large part of the process, is you become whole. A large part of the process is you own your magnificence. A part of the process is you become that attractive partner that will attract that person to you. Isn't that amazing? But the realization is, again, is that it's not about them completing you. And it's also a mistaken approach for many women out there, and let me just talk this elephant in the room, as it were. Many women have been trained by the culture they're in, especially business women, because this has been part of my work. I've seen so many with my clients and my friends, that they're so dynamic, so getting charge and taking charge, getting the business world and making things happen and making their life work, that they treat the relationship in a similar fashion. They're so ingrained in this modality that going to get it done no matter what. Basically, they're being like the men, competing, achieving, making things happen. That when they get to dating, they don't remember their feminine strength. They actually think it's weak because they've been so entrained and so practiced in the masculine driven way of getting things done. They think that's stronger, and it's not. It's really finding your own heart. It's finding your own wholeness and fullness in who you are. So ladies watching this, I know there's some guys watching this too, but ladies watching this, relationship is different from business. That sounds so obvious, but so maybe you miss it, because if you treat your relationship like you treat your business, you're going to destroy it. And the same way, if you treat your business like you treat your relationship, you might not do so well either. So it's realization they're different. Business is generally speaking, for most women who are entrepreneurs or executives working in the world, have got this business thing down by copying the men. Because the business world does not support the feminine way at this point. I'm part of the messaging to change that, but it's kind of the challenge. So when it comes to relationship, it's a disengagement of how you've been and a re-engagement of being in your feminine, which is what this article I talked about and read from is exactly speaking to. When you draw a relationship to you that is that way, that is great. But for many women out there, you deny it because you're still invested and embedded in your masculine way of doing things. And it's going to limit you. So the trap, and it is a serious trap, is to treat your partner like you treat your business. And more importantly, you treat your possible dates and your courtiers or your prospects the same way you treat jobs. And it destroys any possibility of truly amazing polarity, masculine, feminine, energetic, all these things, what a relationship can be. So don't do it. Really take stock. Stay single until you can, actually my PS to that article is, stay single until you can fully embrace and embody your feminine heart and way of being in your personal life. Wow. Didn't expect that one to come through, but it did. So that really is the core of this for you ladies out there, is that so many of you have treated your relationships, and you come into a relationship basically being like the man. So there's two male energies in the relationship between the female body and the male body. It doesn't really work together. I've been there myself 3 times. I learned of and really stopped doing that because I couldn't do that anymore because it was painful. I had a mistake in the way I approached it too, and I was attracted to the wrong women. So my intention here in reminder to you is to really get this clear, that your success in love is different from your success in business. It is truly for you to focus, to you intend, to you explore, express, and embody your feminine strength in your life, in the world, which can bleed into your business. I won't say you can't do that, but it's really separate from the business. When you can do that, then relationship becomes easier. When you do that, you'll attract a man who fills all the list I just read out at the beginning of this broadcast from that article. When you do that, then you're ready to attract, because the feminine is what attracts relationship. That's the secret of my program, by the way, attract the man you want. It is absolutely natural for you and your feminine to become attractive to what you want. Attracting and attractive. When you're in a masculine doing the work, you're out there driving towards, hunting for and achieving goals. Different from relationship. And men and women, we do interact differently. And it's a remembrance that the masculine and feminine, which generally lines up with the male and female, Although some men are more masculine and more feminine rather, some women are more masculine innately. But generally speaking, masculine energy, male gender, feminine energy, feminine gender, female gender. That's kind of the general structure. But most of women have forgotten that they're in the feminine and they are in the masculine to copy the men in business. And that's where the crucial, I'm trying to be polite, discord is. That when you're in masculine, relationships generally are challenging because you emasculate the men, or you end up banging heads with men, or you get diminished by a man. All three don't work. But when you're a feminine, ladies, that's where the magic happens. That's where the power is, and that's what I help you get to. Yes, I'm a man helping women be more feminine. Yeah, different approach. So if you want help in this area, reach out to me. But this is really just to point out the article and the flaws and the challenges that women face when the article will not match what you want. So if you just joined the broadcast late, please go back and watch from the beginning, because I explained this whole thing. And if you haven't watched these before, this is my 63rd, yes, 63rd, wow, Facebook Live in a row. Well, not in a row. This is about 40th in a daily series, but it's been going for 63 over the last 6-8 months. These are talks that are basically messages from the masculine to inspire the feminine heart. And please go back and watch them. If you want to watch them in one place, I actually have saved them onto my website under the video blog. So you go to barrysilvey.com/VLOG, you get the video blog, and you watch all 63 of them. It'll take some time. If you know anybody who should watch this, please share this out with them through Facebook. I will be reposting this on YouTube as well, so you can share it out that way as well. And if you need help in the area of love and relationships, message me, reach out to me. I'm here to support you. All right? I'm back again tomorrow. Yeah. And I will respond to the comments after the broadcast is over, by the way. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and by the way, yes, I'll see you again tomorrow. There was a thought that came through and it went straight out. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.